How cool is this? I'm taking this 2022 EV6 for a walk, and there's no driver in here. This is the kind of technological revolution that we're living in, and in this video today, I'll show you all of the driving assistance features that comes with this Kia EV6 and more. So stay tuned and let's get into this. So the way to get this Kia to move by itself is by using the remote. So all you have to do is on this remote, first you lock the car, and then you push the hold button down to remote start it. And then once the light flashes, you just push the up or down button and the car just moves forwards or backwards. So this feature is really designed for parking spots if you want to move in and out or in your garage. So it's kind of nifty, or it could be a cool party trick that you can show off to your friends and family. So there's some parking assistance features in this Kia EV6 that I'll test out. And I'll start off with searching for spaces and automatically parking. So let's see how good that works. So the way you do this is you hold down this park button, and then it starts searching for parking space. So let's try searching and see what happens. So one thing I'm realizing is it doesn't pick up any parking spots if there's no cars around you. So if it's a bunch of empty spots, there's no parking assist, which may be intentional. But if you do identify some cars, then it'll try to squeeze you into a tight spot between cars. So that's the way to test this one out. All right, it detected a spot. Now I'm going to select the backup option, and I'll use smart parking, not yet ready for remote parking. And then I'll push down the park button, and then things are starting to happen. It's moving forward a little bit. Okay, I had to brake there because I wasn't sure if it was going to stop by itself. Now it's aligning better with the spot. Hopefully it doesn't hit the car next to me. It's actually going a little too close for comfort, so I'm going to take over here. So I tried the parking a few more times and I just couldn't get it to work. I didn't have the courage to let it figure it out by itself. Most likely it wouldn't have hit anything, but just the way it was trying to back into these spots, getting really close to the cars, and just making it harder than it should. So I think the technology still needs some work, at least in the Kia. So for today, I'm just gonna give up. For now, it's more of just a early access feature, if you will. There's still a lot more enhancement that needs to be done. I'll try it out again in maybe a few months or a year when it's been improved. It's probably just software updates. Obviously, the cameras and the technology is all there. As is the case with any electric vehicle, I do want to see what it's like to charge this Kia EV6. I found a random charger in front of a random building somewhere on Google Maps, so I'll test it out. It's not a fast charger, unfortunately, so I'm not going to get a lot out of this, but I don't really need that much charge. It's still got 52% 139-mile range so far, but I'll just try this for a few minutes and see how much of a charge I can get on this car and how much more range I can get. So it does show you the charge status on here, and right now I just plugged it in, so it's blinking. If you have the ChargePoint app, you can just tap your phone in front of the charger and it starts working. So that part at least is simple. So a few minutes of charging, got 1% here. Obviously nothing that's meaningful, but I don't need to charge. I still have enough battery left. More wanted to see what it was like to charge the EV6, but it's just like any other vehicle. Definitely a fast charger is necessary to make any meaningful dent in the battery power, or just charging at home overnight is the best way to go. So in a second here, I'm going to test out the driving assistant features, mainly the lane change assist and the smart cruise control. Then it has this other feature here. It's got a smart regeneration system, which adjusts the braking regeneration. So you have an auto option where it can automatically recharge and brake based on the distance between the vehicle, which is an interesting feature. These paddle shifters right here are obviously not for transmission or shifting or anything. This is for the regeneration, so it's got the smart regeneration system. In this case, if you go all the way to max regeneration, that's just one pedal braking. And then similarly, you could change the regeneration to go back to level 1 or level 2. And this allows you to coast. So it's nice that you're able to change the level of regeneration and the brake activation as you slow down. So I have it set to cruise control and the car is steering itself and it's keeping itself within the lanes. And it hasn't asked me to put my hands on the steering wheel yet, except actually right there, like it heard me. So I do have to touch it periodically. So now I'm going to test the lane change feature by turning the signal on. I like how the blind spot camera turns on as well. So it did a good job there. And you can also adjust the distance as it's cruising along. How far you want to be in the vehicle, how far back you want to be. So the tech in the EV6 is not anything too crazy. I wish the parking worked better, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But with any of the driving assistant and help, it's similar to other cars that have it, EV or not. The Kia EV6 though is a really impressive vehicle, which I reviewed in another video that I'll link to. I'm excited about the future generations of electric vehicles that come out of Kia and other manufacturers and all of the tech that's provided. It's always fun to play around with the technology that's in these cars. It gives you something exciting to look forward to, like when a new phone comes out or a new computer. Just like that with these new cars, there's new things to play around with and to test. And which is why I enjoy driving these vehicles and just be able to see what's the latest and greatest that's out there. So I'm excited for the next few years, even the next few months of what's coming out and all of the technology that'll be part of the cars. But technology or not, the EV6 is still a really awesome vehicle and definitely a worthy contender to Tesla and all of the other EVs that are out there.